Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 4th annual Super Summer Sizzler. This year's competition is going to be a team comp. Now let's meet our demo
It's
act.
that Super Summer Sizzler. Grab a partner, throw it down, now listen to our whistlers. Hold the standards and leave no doubt, cause if you get caught slipping, them bats will come out.
To announce workout 3, let's pass it to pool boy Brandon.
Brandon, gotta say the workout. Workout. Pool boy Brandon's had a little too much to drink.
Can you just put the workout on the screen?
I think I said this last time also, but if you haven't sizzled yet, you're about to sizzle.
Yeah. This is the one.
This is the one.
The workout right here, boys.
All right, look. So the first two, we were kind of playing around, you know. This last one, look, we wanted to bring the heat. We wanted to give teams an opportunity to honestly just be really challenged. And the first one was about
what was not challenging about the first two? They look awful.
When I say challenging,
wait till you see this one.
I mean in all aspects of like a team workout. Like this had a lot of strategy. It was hard, a lot of communication, pacing, all those things. I think the first two had different elements of those, just not all together.
Yeah. I love when you have to figure out a pacing plan, especially when someone's holding on to a barbell like you are, Mike. So how did you guys come up with your plan?
Well, I love it that we had this awesome plan, and I blew it literally the first opportunity that I had. She was supposed to do how many?
I was supposed to do 6, and
I was like, oh, she's done.
that was 5.
She was like, huh?
And then I was like, well, I might as well do 2 now since
Amateurs.
we wasted that time. And then my shoulders already got tired.
Yeah.
You know, a deadlift into a wall walk actually is pretty fatiguing on the shoulders.
The holding of the deadlift,
yes.
I was like, why is this hard? Why are my shoulders tired on this?
Now, do you have a mixed grip? Mia, I can't see your other.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And Mike, did you use a mixed grip?
I did.
Would you recommend that for everyone, or can people do a clean grip with like a hook?
I think a mixed grip it's just like one of those, like, if you can use a hook grip when you snatch, you should.
Yeah.
You know?
It ended up not being very grippy. Like, I didn't feel like that grip was the limitation.
Just
of this workout.
shoulders holding on to it, going into the wall walk.
Mine got a little grippy, but I agree. It was more like, so for me, doing a movement and then going to an isometric, it like really spikes my heart rate. Like it's like a change in blood pressure. And like right now, I didn't really feel it, but when I like drop the bar, then my heart is like trying to basically counter all the pressure that I created during the isometric, and it like makes my respiration, my like breathing really elevate, which is just kind of a weird element in what you're normally used to doing in a Metcon.
All right, so Mia was supposed to start with 6. You ended up doing 7. Then Mike, how many did you do?
I think you did maybe 5.
So you were always doing a couple more, Mia?
Well, the
Mike?
plan was for me to do 6 and then for us to do 5s to get to 21, but
Yep.
I have no idea what we still did 4 sets. I think I did 4
You guys were on a
5
games
on
team
that.
together.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's been
get
a
that
while.
counting down,
It's been a
man.
while.
With these holds right here, how does it feel? Is it like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to be done with this, or is it chill?
It was in the middle. Like, it wasn't awful, but I wasn't able to recover in my shoulders like I wanted to. There was definitely tension in the shoulders during it.
But there was no fear of like dropping it.
No. I mean, for a hold, it's a pretty lightweight.
Yeah. I'd say if there's a trap in this workout, it's this opening part, because like you can go out way too hot in this first part, and as you'll see, it can make the second half way slower.
Yeah, there's a
than it
lot
should
of
be.
work in that second half. Like, so the deadlifts, I asked for us to break them up from the beginning. I think it was smart just to like a quick release and not holding on to tension for too long. I could see teams doing them unbroken.
Mm-hmm. And you could do them unbroken and then just take a long break before starting the wall walk, you know? So there's
It probably
a bunch
doesn't
of ways
save
to do
you
it.
much time, though.
No.
And I think that's what the trap people fall into, is they're like, oh, I'm going to go unbroken because
These
it's
trap
easy.
people.
Yeah.
But then they still come out at the same time as someone that breaks it up. So it's always better to break up if it's going to keep you at the same rate.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe I'm soft, but looking at energy expenditure in a workout, small sets is always easier on your body than big sets.
Yeah.
So I think the time to recover from doing a big set is just always going to be longer than doing a small set.
And a deadlift break it's an easy reset. The bar has to go back down to the ground anyways. You're really not losing that much by doing it.
So in terms of setup, we're not really specifying bar orientation or anything. looking back at it, I don't know if we had the best idea. I think we went with this format because we wanted to be able to see the person when it was overhead.
Yeah,
later
it
on.
was that, and then also we didn't have that. There were like people working out around
Yeah.
us, so we just kind of.
So what would
wiggled
you
in there.
suggest as a setup for people to be more efficient?
Maybe the bars.
Watch this. Watch.
I thought you were just going to shove your head down into the ground.
What if I put it back on?
That would have been awesome.
So you were saying rotate the bars 90
like
degrees?
putting them on the side of the
Yeah.
wall walk
Yeah,
mat, so you have a quicker transition. Because your transition was long.
Yeah. But it was kind of needed, like you needed like a short little break.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't too. I don't think it makes that big of a difference in this workout.
Yeah. So for anyone watching that's, doing these in class, we're writing scale versions of these because this is a high amount of wall walks. In most classes, members doing this, like they're going to, if they don't scale this down, they would be doing that movement for a very long time, especially when you're coupling it with an isometric hold like that. Last set.
And I walked up and I said 5-4. Let's call for a quick break.
I again, just to encourage those that are
And that's
thinking
my
they're going to go
favorite position
unbroken.
to rest in. I look like I don't
Yeah.
even know.
Yeah, I think when you see a 2-part workout like this where it's like do, a couplet and then go directly into another couplet, you always think about that first couplet of like getting it done for time. And it's like, look at the workout as like one long together piece, which it really is. So I think like, the 9, let's just do that unbroken. It's like you're about to just go right into another piece.
21,
Yep.
15-9. You can think about this like the open workout that's been retested, which was Diane into the heavier deadlifts and handstand walk. A lot of people sprinted Diane and just completely blew up. Same thing here.
Yeah. Mia,
Yes.
pick apart my wall walks. What's something I could do better?
I mean, I think they look pretty good. I think you could keep your hips a little higher on the way down, and that would
Oh, I see what you're
hold
saying.
a more open shoulder position. You have a good open shoulder position when you're going into the wall.
Yeah.
And that's something that's, I think the way down on the wall walk is the hardest part. Like when
Yeah,
I get
I
tired,
feel
I
that.
start to get saggy hips too, and then it just puts more weight onto my shoulders. Alexis does a really good job of this where she like pushes her feet into the wall on the way down and keeps her hips higher. I haven't really figured out how to do that, but if someone figures it out, let me know.
So
Yeah.
Mia, you're saying keep your hips more over your shoulders
Right.
until your hands get all the way back.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
basically walking my hands out and I'm going like into a plank off the wall.
Yeah.
And I definitely
lot of
feel
shoulder.
that. Yeah, it like the coming down like that messes me up. If I'm not sprinting, if I'm sprinting them, then like I just don't even really feel it because it's like so fast.
Yeah, it's when you get fatigued and you're trying to make sure your feet are staying on the wall long enough. So then, it just, so you have to do a weight change. We decided to just do it. Well, I guess you don't really have a choice when you do it because you're holding.
That's right.
All right, now the workout starts.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this set of 21 power clean and jerks felt like an eternity.
It took 1,000 years.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I vocalized it, but in my head I was like, "God, this is taking forever." Yeah, when my breathing's up like this is like a nightmare cycling scenario like this, like lightweight. When you have to do singles like that, like, man, I just don't like it. It's not comfortable. You're just kind of in it, and you got to kind of just be uncomfortable with it.
I love that we started a little bit heavier and then we actually went lighter, but with a movement that requires a little bit more power output as you go through it, especially with the clean and jerk.
What's the rules here if people don't have the same cadence? You have to wait on the other one to get to the top?
The synchro is locked out overhead together. So, like, one person could be ahead and kind of wait while the other one, like, just as soon as they match it, you can drop. This weight as well for teams, that are pushing some pretty good times in this, it's like right on the line of being able to touch and go or not. So I would definitely see a lot of teams doing touch and go. I think that's a strategy as well, but they would just end up taking some longer breaks, and you will soon learn that it does impact the movements coming up right after it, the handstand push-up and the
when we were
overhead.
warming up, we were like, should we do any touch and go? And we did a little bit of practicing. We're like, I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're synchroing, because if the timing gets off, then you're holding the bar longer. I just didn't think that. It's like when people do touch and go worm clean and jerks, and then you're like, oh, they're so fast at the beginning, and then it's like,
The movement that follows is slower.
Yeah.
Oftentimes.
Did you guys have a strategy on how you wanted to attack the singles? Were you just going to go 21 straight through and then call if you needed a break? Like there, you guys took a little bit of a break?
I was like, let's take a second before we do these last few, and then also setting up the timing so that when we do the last clean and jerk, I could just stay overhead.
Oh, yeah.
So like she does it, and then I was making sure like, hey, are you ready to just like jump right in so I can just hold it?
That's smart.
and this is just a nightmare.
Shoulders, shoulder fatigue.
Mike was like, "Go faster!" I can't.
I think if you're gonna have a workout where you start yelling at each other, this is definitely one. Because like, your partner's doing their best, but in your head, you're like, they could definitely be trying harder right now. Like, don't they know what kind of pain I'm in? What are they thinking?
Same question for this hold is how did that feel?
This
one was brutal. Like this hold, I mean, the hold itself wasn't that bad, but knowing that I was going back into handstand push-ups and my first set of handstand push-ups already felt really bad. Mike's moving at a pretty good speed here, but I just didn't have that speed going into it.
Yeah, I think we after the fact we were like, all right, we didn't do the best strategy there. I probably should have started and done a little more, but the way the bars were set up, and we just kind of stuck with it.
Is this where you made me do 3?
I don't remember. I think so. I think that was another whoopsie on Mike.
Just like, okay.
I know, what a stupid move. I'm better than that. Come on.
First time through, you only practice
Come on,
in
Mike.
your garage.
You know,
I think that's when I screamed out that this workout's brutal.
I know. Hey, Mia, go over and finish these.
I was like, if you really want me to, I guess.
I don't even know. So if for those watching, I feel like just take a break and then kick back up. Don't switch out for 3.
Your cadence here still looks pretty good.
Seriously, what was I thinking? All right, I'm letting it go. It's done.
It's okay. We're on the round of 15 now.
For all of our people who are really getting after it and like are trying to be super competitive on this, what's a score that you hope you see?
I think they could be close
like 12?
to 12 minutes. I was gonna say under 12 minutes would be fast.
Yeah.
I just think they would do bigger sets and transition less. I think they would probably do like
it would be the gymnastics. I think their barbell would be kind of similar, but just staying on the gymnastics longer because a transition eats up a lot of time.
It does,
so if you're really trying to execute this workout at a high level, if you can do just one transition on each gymnastics movement, that's a lot to ask, but that saves 10 seconds minimum per transition.
I really
longer.
think some teams too would have a ringer and handstand push-ups, and they would just have one person go and do the whole set unbroken.
Yeah,
like we're not the best at handstand push-ups, and then like if you saw like really good team quarterfinal scores, they had people that were doing the 50 handstand push-ups in that chipper workout doing like 25 to 30.
Yeah.
For
me,
no
handstand push-ups is definitely a weakness. So I don't have a lot of speed. Yeah, I don't have a lot of speed. When I'm fatigued, so
I think that's another advantage. Someone that's really fast at handstand push-ups. I think about like a Noah or someone like that, Will Morad. They can do 21 in like 21 seconds. So then it's not as hard to hold overhead.
I'm trying, Mike. I'm trying.
Did you say something this set, Mike?
Maybe not out loud.
Good job.
There was one point where you were like, no, it was the last. We'll wait till we get there. The last
what did
set.
I say?
The suspense.
You were like, just get them done. I was like, you made me go do them. You know what you're getting yourself into here.
I feel like that was a pretty good transition there.
Yeah, for sure.
Holding the barbell overhead, any tips for athletes, Mia? Certain hand width or position with your body?
If you can be stacked with your wrists over your shoulders, then that's going to take some pressure off of your shoulders. If you go too wide or if your elbows start to bend, then that's not ideal. You have to have a good overhead position in order to do that. So if you don't, make sure you warm up that position really well and just be ready for it, because a soft elbow or having to go a little bit wider is going to make it a lot harder to hold.
Yeah, it'll be pretty exposing trying to hold a lockout like that if your overhead position is not great, because, you're other than the deadlifts, you're pressing and everything the whole workout.
Yeah, it got very shouldery.
And just make sure that you're breathing as you're holding overhead. A lot of people with bad positions, they hold their breath, and then it makes it really hard when you put the barbell down, because that's when you have your heart rate spike.
Yeah, exactly. You don't realize when you're holding something overhead, obviously you have to stabilize because it's an isometric, but at the same time, you have to figure out, how do I keep breathing? How do I use just the least amount of effort needed to get this movement done?
Yep.
That was a weird clean. What am I doing? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you were
ready
waiting
to go.
for the last one.
And then you just put the handstand push-up ringer in for the last 9.
Let's do it.
I was like, just stay up here, whatever it takes.
No, I was like,
let's go.
I was thinking about your training and how this was just good, priority work. Oh my god.
Oh, you're wobbling, Mike.
I was fighting it. I was hurting pretty bad on that
like those fall leaves.
Yeah. I'm like bamboo in the wind right now. Yeah.
Great job, guys.
That was really fun.
That looks fun.
One.
I want to do it. Chris, do you want to do it with me?
Yes.
Yep. Chris has never.
I want
in
to
a
do it with
workout-
you just to watch you get so upset at how slow I'm going to go.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.